Lindsay, can you hear me? Lindsay, can you hear me? Call Lindsay Daily Mobile. Lindsay, can you hear me? Can you see me or hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Stephen has the room muted though, because there's a lot of mingling going on.
Okay,
So can, in a second.
for some reason I cannot see my video. My video.
Oh, okay. Well, I wonder maybe when he takes the slide down, it might change for you.
All right, or should I go back in? But I don't know why it's showing as iPad 3, but there you go. So
yeah, I figured it had to be you because that other than like Erica and some other county person was on. So
can you ask him to do it sooner rather than later so we can get me moving?
I'll go get Stephen now to turn that on.
All right, and if not, I'll go out and come back in, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Lindsay, can you hear me? I see the room, but I don't know if you can see me. Hello? Lindsay? Call Lindsay Daily Mobile. Excuse me, can you hear me, Chair? I cannot hear you. I'm gonna try to go out and come back in.
We
Can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. Yes.
Okay, I don't know why my video is not working, but okay. Call Lindsay Daily Mobile.
Patrice, can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and call this meeting to order. It's now 6:00 p.m. At this time, I'd like to do roll call. District 1.
District 1 is here virtually. Hello all. Thank you for being here tonight.
District 2.
Good evening, everyone. Jeronimo Vasquez, Supervisor for District 2. Thank you for joining us.
District 3.
Good evening, everyone. Tammy Ontiveros, District 3.
And I'm Judy Begay, District 4 Supervisor, current chair of the board. Thank you for being here. It's always nice to see a house full of people here, with us. So thank you so much. District 5.
Lena Fowler, I'm here.
Can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I will be calling, I will now have the call to the public to allow for any comments from the public. Please note that the issues presented during the call to the public that are not on the agenda cannot be acted on by the Board of Supervisors. For items not on the agenda, individual supervisors may ask questions of the public, but are prohibited by open meeting law from discussing or considering the item. Only the speaker who has been called upon is authorized to speak. To encourage and respect expressions of all views, we ask that there are no disruptions. Individuals are limited to 3 minutes for their comments. Clerk Daly will explain how the public can provide comments at this time. Clerk Daly?
Thank you, Chair Begay. At this time, if there's anyone that would like to provide a comment during our call to the public, we have comment forms on the table by the door, or you can make your way up to the podium. If you've joined the meeting virtually on Zoom, you can hit the raise hand icon that will appear at the bottom of your screen. It looks like a hand. If you click on that, that will raise your hand and notify us that you would like to speak. And if you join by telephone, you can hit *9, and that will raise your hand and notify us that you would like to speak. And at this time, Chair Begay, we do not have any comment cards and no hands raised.
We'll go ahead and do 30 seconds again.
Okay. And there are no hands raised, Chair Begay.
Thank you, Clerk Daly. We do have 6 proclamations in order now, so we'll go ahead and then take them 2 by 2. So the first 2 will be going ahead and do their presentation, and we'll go ahead and take their pictures, and then we'll go to the next 2 and then the next 2. So we appreciate your cooperation, and thank you again for being here. The first one is consideration and possible action to approve a proclamation designating April 21st through the 27th, 2025 as International Dark Sky Week. April, County Manager, please.
Thank you, Chair Begay, members of the board. May I invite Dr. Danielle Adams to the podium, please, to read this proclamation?
Madam Chair, members of the Board of Supervisors, it's a great honor to stand before you to read this proclamation. Whereas the splendor of a night sky lit by thousands of stars has for millennia inspired and connected humanity with a shared sense of awe and wonder. And whereas in 1958, the city of Flagstaff created the world's first nighttime lighting ordinance, prohibiting searchlights within the city limits. And whereas in 1989, Coconino County approved the world's first outdoor lighting code that restricted both the type of lighting and the amount of light that could be used per acre. And whereas on October 24th, 2001, the city of Flagstaff was formally recognized as the world's first international dark sky city. And whereas Coconino County has become a hub of international dark sky places, including Flagstaff, Sedona, Village of Oak Creek, Grand Canyon National Park, Wupatki National Monument, Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument, and Walnut Canyon National Monument. And whereas today, both the city of Flagstaff and Coconino County stand out as success stories and models for other communities around the world in stemming light pollution and restoring dark skies. And whereas the Flagstaff Dark Skies Coalition continues to serve as a change agent, educating and impacting governments, businesses, cities, neighborhoods, and individuals about how they can take action to protect or restore starry nights. And whereas Coconino County owes its demonstrated success in preserving its dark skies to the broad support of its residents who cherish and celebrate the sight of the Milky Way in a star-filled sky. And whereas International Dark Sky Week has been observed worldwide since 2003, drawing attention to the beauty, wonder, and inspiration that dark and star-filled skies bring to all. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Coconino County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim April 21st through 27th, 2025 as International Dark Sky Week in Coconino County. And we encourage all county staff and community members to join the county in celebrating our glorious dark skies here in northern Arizona. Signed and sealed the 8th day of April 2025.
Thank you for reading the proclamation. And at this time, I'd like to have ask the board if they have any comments to make. For Horseman?
Yes, thank you. And Danielle, thank you for reading that. And I am so sorry I am not there. One of my favorite proclamations. And, you know, we in Coconino County do love and protect our dark skies. And we've been partnering with the city of Flagstaff and certainly have on our own made sure what we as a county, second largest county in the United States geographically, can do to help to protect our dark skies. You know, we have Lowell Observatory, we have the Naval Observatory. So not just for the scientific study and for defense, but certainly for astrotourism. And certainly Lowell Observatory with their new Discovery Center is leading the way all across internationally, all across the world on that. So we are so lucky. We can walk out of our front door and on a cloudless night, we get to see the Milky Way. Very few places in the world see the Milky Way. And yet here in Coconino County, throughout the county, on any cloudless night, we have that incredible opportunity. So so glad that you're there to read this, Danielle, and very, very proud of the Flagstaff, city of Flagstaff and Coconino County and Grand Canyon National Park, by the way, first international dark sky national park, have really taken the lead on this. So thank you and my colleagues. So pleased that this is coming before us today.
Thank you, Supervisor Horseman. Supervisor Vasquez?
Yes, thank you for the proclamation tonight. It's really important to recognize the importance of dark skies to our community. We are blessed to be one of the first areas to go in this direction. And now we have such little light pollution compared to other places. And so it's so important to our economy. We know so many people come for tourism because of our dark skies. And so it's great to have these opportunities to highlight it and talk about, you know, the economic impact, the cultural impact, and just the amount of interest in the stars that this generates. And it helps, as was mentioned, the new Discovery Center and all those things related to dark skies that help our economy and help us move forward. So thank you for the proclamation.
Thank you, Supervisor Vasquez. Something.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for reading that proclamation. This seems to be the theme of my day today. Earlier in the afternoon, I had the opportunity to tour the Naval Observatory, and there's purpose in our dark skies. Yes, they are beautiful, but there's purpose in as well. So I'm very supportive of this, and thank you for reading it this evening.
Thank you, Senator Veras. Supervisor Fowler.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for bringing this proclamation to us every year. And we always want to partner and make sure that we observe our dark sky, not just for economy purpose, dark sky and just the health of our environment, the health of our public lands, the health of our dark sky is directly impact our health. And for Native people, dark skies is how we do our ceremonies. We are very much in tune with the universe, and I just really appreciate the recognition of the dark sky by our communities and our county, and being able to really appreciate where we live. And so thank you so much. And all the other, economy is very important, but at the same time, our own health is also important. So thank you.
Thank you for bringing the proclamation to us. For Native Americans, we do a lot of ceremonies during certain times of the year, and these are signs of certain ceremonies that have to be done. So I just want to say, glad to be part of it. I'm glad that we're all partnering and, listening to one another, and it's going to take the community to really come forth to make sure that we have, and we are here with one another as far as, acknowledging that these dark skies and stuff like that. So thank you so much for bringing the proclamation. And if you can wait for the next presenter, then we'll have two pictures taken then. Supervisor Horstman?
Yes, if I can, and I hope Danielle will also let us know about how Flagstaff is going to celebrate the International Dark Sky Week and give us some more information. But before we do that, at this point, I would like to make a motion to approve the proclamation as read, designating April 21st to the 27th as International Dark Sky Week.
Second that.
There's a motion by Supervisor Horstman, second by Supervisor Fowler. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 is consideration.
Can Danielle basically provide a brief overview of the International
okay.
Dark Sky Week celebration?
Oh, okay, thank you.
It looks like a good one.
Sure thing. Excuse me. I'll be very quick. Every night of that week, we're going to have a stargazing activation somewhere in or around town. 3 of them will be right in downtown, which really shows off what we can do when you protect the night sky. So it'll be from breweries to stargazing at the Viola Awards to stargazing in Buffalo Park and many other places all throughout the city. So thank you so much. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you. Oh, and you can go to flagstaffdarkskies.org to see the whole calendar. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're on item number 2, proclamation and consideration possible action to approve a proclamation designating April 2025 as Earth Month. County Manager.
Thank you, Chair Begay, members of the board. Can we please call up Sustainability Specialist Nina Schmidt, Grant Coordinator Christine Newell, and Assistant Finance Director Megan Coons as members of our County Green Team. Thank you.
Good evening, members of the board and Madam Chair Begay. On behalf of the Green Team, we are honored to have the opportunity to read the Coconino County Proclamation designating April 2025 as Earth Month. Whereas Coconino County respects and celebrates the county's vast and endless beauty, home to many cultures, and commits to protecting and caring for our environment. And whereas Coconino County recognizes that the global community now faces extraordinary challenges such as health issues, food and water shortages, environmental degradation, and economic struggles, and recognizes that impacts from climate change are major contributors to the increasing intensity of these challenges. And
whereas Coconino County affirms that all people have a right to a healthy and sustainable environment, and as caretakers of the planet, people have an obligation to preserve the Earth's beauty and its resources, which extends not only to today's caretakers, but also to future generations. And whereas Coconino County is committed to being good stewards of the county's green space, including national, state, and local parks, as well as areas that are sacred to our region's Indigenous peoples, which enrich the lives of both residents and visitors alike, and provide critical ecosystem services. And
whereas Coconino County supports projects and efforts that increase energy conservation, climate change mitigation and adaptation, sustainability, and the use of renewable energy. And whereas Coconino County partners with residents, organizations, schools, businesses, and jurisdictions to increase the sustainability of the planet and our communities and foster intergenerational participation through local actions and global environmental awareness. And
I guess I'm the guest speaker here. So they gave me the two shortest ones to read, which is the smart approach. Whereas the county recognizes the benefit of promoting environmental awareness and the effect that even small changes can have on sustainability. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Coconino County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Earth Month in Coconino County, and we encourage all county staff and community members to join the county in celebrating the earth and choosing actions to protect the environment each day.
Thank you for reading the proclamation. Any comments by the board? Supervisor Ontiveros?
Thank all of you. Did I hear you guys refer to as the Green Team? Okay, I didn't know that until right now. So thank you, Green Team, for reading that. And I was just going to tell you that as a child growing up, my grandparents and parents taught me, you can't save the world, but you can do your part, which I have done, and which I've also passed that on to my kids and my grandkids. So I guess I'm bringing that because we can all do a small thing each day. So thank you for this. And I do that. So very supportive of this.
Thank you, Supervisor Ontiveros. Supervisor Horstman?
Yes, and thank you, Green Team. You did a great job and appreciate it's so important for us to remember the earth every day. Certainly the Earth Day is an opportunity for education and outreach throughout Coconino County. And I know there will be some great events on Earth Day. I know this year's theme is Our Power, Our Planet. And it really focuses on renewable energy. And Coconino County, as my colleagues know, and as many people who live in Coconino County know, has really taken the lead on renewable energy and clean energy production because we see that is the future. It is the way for us to move forward and to have a healthy planet. So thank you so much. And I look forward to the Earth Day celebration.
Thank you, Supervisor Horstman. Supervisor Vasquez.
Yes, thank you for the proclamation tonight. It's so important that we remember that, things are happening because of human human caused, like we're accelerating things. And if we're not careful, we'll push this planet beyond the point of no return. We still have time, but we have to be looking at those ways that are sustainable, looking at those ways that we can minimize our impact as much as possible. We can't control everything, but there are little things in our control. And that for me, when I hear this resolution and I think of the work that you're talking about and that you do, it's that, what is that little piece that we each can do to lessen our footprint some that will make our county more sustainable moving forward. So thank you for bringing this. Really appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about the importance of sustainability and why we as a board continually support these efforts. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Fowler?
Thank you. Thanks for bringing this to us. You know, Coconino County has been on a path of really changing the way we think about how we do business for quite a long time. We have changed the way the switches in our lighting system. We have changed the buildings, improved the buildings. We have installed solar on roofs. We have just the little things that you don't really think about, and yet we have done a lot just in facility alone. So thank you for leading that effort in our county and throughout our county system. We've been able to really save a lot of energy. Energy was the focus on it. So really happy that this has come to here, and it sounds like it's kind of like out there, but really it's internal, that work that we have been doing for many, many years, not just here, but out in our communities, and everything that we have been able to approach, even with the vehicles that we order, even that. And then recognizing climate change. You know, if we don't take care of our earth, then, you know, we're not going to have the wildlife anymore. We don't have because of the drought that we've been going through, we're struggling with our forests, our wildlife, our little critters, even just when we think about the earth, we got to be thinking about all the animals that live in the ground, in the water, in the air, on the land, and then we have a relationship, direct relationship with them, whether we realize it or not. Environment is so important. If we have a toxic environment, then it'll impact us. It'll impact our communities. So really happy that this is brought to us. We've changed our ordinance accordingly. Our internal policies have changed because we're so focused on this. So thank you again for bringing it forth and telling asking our public to join us, and then we'd be able to go out and even do more education. So thank you, and thank you for leading the charge in Coconino County and all the departments for joining in. It's been a whole county effort that we've been on this journey. So thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Fowler. I just want to say also that it's all our responsibility here within our communities that we making sure that there's increased conservation, climate mitigations going on, having thinking about clean energies, and then sustainability, renewable energy, all the environmental awareness is out there. So it's going to take all of us, and it's working, and something that is being done out there. But I just want to say that thank you for bringing this proclamation. Thank you for reading it, and so I'm going to go ahead and give the floor back.
Can I just point out one more?
So anyway, train my thought. Go ahead, Supervisor Fowler.
I just want to point out too, I love it when you're driving out from Williams or Winslow, and here's all these billboards, and then all of a sudden it's just like no more billboards. That's Coconino County. We've been at this for years. So I just want to thank the county and all the past supervisors that had this consciousness of importance of our environment and our Mother Earth, Father Sky. And this is the journey that we've been on. So thank you.
Chair Begay, are you ready for a motion?
Want me to-
I'm gonna go ahead and see if they have any activities or anything, or what would you like to share with us again, anything?
We will be participating in the city's Earth Day event. We're going to have several tables there if you want to come by and learn more about renewable energy and a special focus on heat pumps this year.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We will go ahead and take pictures for the two proclamations that were read at this time.
Do we want to do a motion?
Oh, motion. Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Chair Begay, I would like to make a motion to approve a proclamation designating April 2025 as Earth Month.
I second that.
Motion made by Tammy Entrevero, second by Supervisor Fowler. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll take pictures. I'm anxious to get a picture.
So we'll start with Lowell Observatory on dark sky, if you don't mind. And then as the first picture, and then the green team.
Green team. Mm. Thank you. Thanks so much.
I hope Supervisor Begay was holding up a picture of me, so I'm in the picture.
Thank you. Oh, we have another one.
I'll just get out.
Thank you. Every year it's a different focus, and that will be over here. Oh. Oh,
Okay, we are back. Item number 3 for proclamations. Consideration and possible action to approve a proclamation designating April 2025 as County Government Month. County Manager?
Thank you, Chair Begay, members of the board. I think it's fitting that our government affairs group would read this proclamation, so we invite Keith Breckus to the podium.
Only thunder tonight. Yep. Good evening, Chair Begay, Board of Supervisors. It's my honor to read the National County Government Month Proclamation. Whereas the nation's 3,069 counties serving more than 350 million Americans, or more than 330 million Americans, provide essential services to create healthy, safe, and vibrant communities. And whereas counties are one of the oldest forms of government, dating back to 1634. And since 1991, the National Association of Counties has encouraged counties across the country to elevate awareness of county responsibilities, programs, and services. And whereas counties fulfill a vast range of responsibilities and deliver services to support a high quality of life for our residents, economic success for our businesses, and abundant recreation for our residents and visitors alike. And whereas some of the services Coconino County provides are elections, voter registration, public safety, emergency management, road maintenance, forest management, flood control, vital records, and property records. And whereas counties take pride in our responsibility as intergovernmental partners to enact local, state, and federal programs to address the needs of all residents in efficient and cost-effective ways. And whereas we encourage civic engagement through volunteering on county committees, volunteering at the polls on election day, and attending county events. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Coconino County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim April 2025 as National County Government Month and thank our county employees and the work they do to strengthen the connection between residents and local government and provide critical services. Signed and sealed this 8th day of April 2025.
Thank you, Keith, for reading the proclamation. At this time, I will ask my colleagues if they would like to make a comment. Supervisor Horstman.
Thanks, Keith. And, county government is kind of where the rubber meets the road. We in county government, we're really the service providers. We probably have more direct involvement on the day-to-day life of our residents than any other form of government. And now more than ever, it is important for us to be able to serve our community, listen, and serve our community. So thank you for that proclamation, and yay, county government.
Thank you, Supervisor Horstman. Supervisor Taveras.
Thank you, Chair Begay. I'm just going to piggyback a little bit on Vice Chair Horstman's comments. In District 3, there are a lot of unincorporated communities, and Coconino County really is the first line of government for them. And I have very much enjoyed getting out there, meeting the people, understanding the needs, going through the different departments in Coconino County. And I will tell you what, we have a great group of employees. And so I would just like to applaud every Coconino County employee for the work that they do, for showing up and participating. I am very impressed with the people we have here. So thank you to all of them.
Thank you, Supervisor Taveras. Supervisor Fowler.
Yes, thank you. Coconino County and other counties, there are large counties and there's medium-sized counties and then rural counties. Coconino County is a rural county. We're the second largest geographically contiguous county in the country, in the lower 48. And we have a vast, beautiful land where we deliver services. Our county employees are on the road and they're providing the service from health services to vital records, which is just the birth certificate. We had to change the law and the delayed birth certificate, be able to provide that. We're doing taxes right now for people. We are the first responders. So when you hear on the news that the state is doing something, it's the counties that are the ones that are delivering those services. So from the courts and to helping people to stay in their homes, to prevent them from losing their homes, to prevent them from being evicted, these are services that we provide. we're the ones that are out there, the staff are out there, and just want to really appreciate all the staff that are with our county. Thank you for choosing Coconino County and being able to deliver those amazing services there. It's always great to be there and being able to work in partnership with our municipalities, with the tribes, with all the partners that we have. So counties are the ones that deliver these services. So I just want to thank everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Fowler. Supervisor Vasquez?
Yes, thank you for reading the proclamation. And it's just so important that we acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate all the hard work that the county does and all the employees in the county and all the services that are provided. Because a lot of times the public doesn't realize all the different things that the county provides and all the different services and all the different work that is put in by county employees. And so it's really important that we get that opportunity to celebrate that and highlight that and talk about that to the public about what these services are, because they're so crucial. Because when you look at government, we're the level of government where the rubber hits the road. You know, as was mentioned before, you have the feds, they send their funding to the states distribute it to counties, and then it's put up to us to put it out to the communities in so many different areas. And so it's really important that we have that opportunity to recognize and celebrate our county staff for the great work that they do to provide these services under sometimes not so easy circumstances, you know, but that's public service. And as they say, that's what we do. So thank you for the proclamation. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, thank you, Keith. I know that Coconino County does a lot, and they do a lot of partnerships and then also working together, you know, to make things cost effective, you know, to get things done. And I'm really thankful for the staff all the way around. I just feel that they play a big part in what our county is like, and going after dollars, you know, to ensure that these funds are here, because as we say, there are a lot of services out there that, you know, we're doing for our communities out there. So I just want to say thank you for bringing this proclamation to our attention. Thank you, Keith. Do you have any activities going on?
The county will be filling potholes and cutting trees and helping people with their taxes. So it's business as usual.
Are you serious? Okay, so are you done? Okay, may I have a motion to approve a proclamation designating what just the
So moved.
proclamation? Thank you. There's a
Second.
motion by Supervisor Vasquez and second by Supervisor Fowler. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, now the next item we have is consideration and possible action to approve a proclamation designating May 2025 as Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Town Manager?
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the
Oh,
board, sorry
we
to,
did- wait,
yeah, we
did.
number 4 actually is Law Day. So if you don't mind, item number 4, consideration and possible action to approve a proclamation designated May 1st, 2025 as Law Day. Here to read that proclamation is our Alternative Dispute Resolution and Conciliation Court Coordinator, Juliana Bybee.
Okay. On behalf of the Superior Court in Coconino County, I am honored to present this proclamation designating May 1st, 2025 as Law Day. Whereas on July 4th, 1776, representatives from 13 disparate but United States of America declared independence from an autocratic king and proposed as their motto, E pluribus unum, or out of many one. A phrase symbolizing the unity of a nation founded on the ideals of liberty, equality, and justice. And whereas the drafters of the Constitution, seeking to prevent domination by any one group, separated the powers of legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, among three branches of government, ensuring no one faction could rule unchecked. And whereas the United States has always consisted of many viewpoints and experiences, and the trajectory of this country has been to include more voices, thus becoming a true representative democracy of the many. And whereas we, the people, are united by our shared responsibility to contribute to the common good through jury duty, voting, taxes, and military or public service. And whereas we, the people, are also brought together in pursuit of legislative efforts that promote healthcare, education, clean air and water, national emergency responses, and national parks. And whereas in 1958, President Eisenhower proclaimed Law Day to honor the role of law in the creation of the United States of America. And in 1961, Congress issued a joint resolution declaring May 1st as Law Day. And whereas the theme for Law Day 2025 is the Constitution's promise out of many one. Now therefore be it resolved that the Coconino County Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim May 1st, 2025 as Law Day. We encourage everyone to observe this day by promoting law and education and fulfilling our shared civic responsibilities and commitment to the values of liberty, equality, and justice that make us out of many one.
Thank you for reading the proclamation for us. So therefore, are there any comments by the board? Supervisor Horstman?
You're on mute, Supervisor.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Mhm.
It has been my great honor to uphold the rule of law and to be a lawyer in Coconino County for over 40 years. And I appreciate the proclamation. I think it is important to remember that we, the people, are a country that was formed under the rule of law. We have a constitution that upholds the importance of the rule of law and equality for everyone. And that sometimes we've had to fight to preserve the rule of law and to preserve what our founding fathers and mothers have set forth for us as a nation, both in World War I and World War II. And even today, we find ourselves fighting to uphold the importance of the rule of law so that we, the people, many being one, can continue and that our democracy can continue. So thank you for reading this. I think it's very important, especially in our times now, to remember who we are and what we stand for. So thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Horstman. Supervisor Vasquez?
Yes, thank you for the proclamation and for this day. And I concur with my colleague. It's just so important that we are a nation of laws, and that's what we're founded on. We have the Constitution that gives us rights and protect us. And so it's important that we recognize that and remember who we are as a nation and what these laws represent, and that we need to be just and fair to all that live and work in the United States and in our county. And so doing Law Day in this way, we're recognizing our justice system. We're thanking them for their service and what they're doing, but we're also recognizing the rights that we, the people, have and that we need to work to maintain. So thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Ontiveros?
Very short. Thank you for bringing this proclamation to us this evening, reading it and drawing awareness to this. We very much appreciate this.
Supervisor Fowler?
And when we talk about law and the Constitution, it's supposed to not see different people in different ways. It's supposed to be we the people. And that's the way we really need to make sure. And as county, we deliver services to all people, and we recognize and respect all people within our county. And that's the services that we provide. We don't look at certain people in certain ways. And that's the beauty of having a democracy. We need to make sure that we are treating everyone equally. We use our courts to really help people, not just put them away. I think that when we think about Law Day, it's really thinking about how do we want our people to be able to resolve some issues, to help them help themselves. And I really appreciate our county reaching out to the most vulnerable within our county. We talk about military. We have militaries that have gone, that serve this country. We need to make sure that they're respected. We need to make sure that we provide the voice for people that are not heard. That's part of being able to work within the democracy. So I just really appreciate you bringing this proclamation. I think it's important this time when there's so much uncertainty and everything is 1 minute something, next second it's something different. But we know that we live in a democracy. We have a constitution. We have a 3-branch system. And so I just want to add that. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Fowler. Thank you for bringing proclamation. And I think the key words are basically equality and justice. So I just want to, I concur with all the comments that were made by my colleagues. And I just want to say it means a lot, to be bringing this to us as a board, to consider for as a proclamation. Thank you. Okay. Do you
Want a
have any
motion?
activities?
If I may,
Oh, go ahead.
I would at this time ask to approve a proclamation as set forth designating May 1, 2025 as Law Day.
I'll second that.
Okay, motions were made. There's a second. I was just asking if you had any activities for the Law Day.
On May 1st, we are welcoming local schools to come into the courthouse to participate in mock trials with judges with the support of attorneys. We've partnered with the legal community and also the legal community around the state, not just Coconino County, which has been fantastic. It is open to the public and those who wish to come in and observe the mock trials. The students will also be participating in courtroom sketch contest as well as an essay contest.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make
Supervisor
another
Fowler.
announcement. That's always a great event, so thank you for bringing that again. On Navajo Nation in Tuba City, we have a Law Day on May 9th. Just want to make that announcement, and everyone is welcome. It's always a big event.
Supervisor Horseman. Motion. Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose. Motion carries. At this time, we will go ahead and take pictures and then we'll proceed with our other proclamations. Thank you. Okay, we have another proclamation. Consideration and possible action to approve a proclamation designating May 2025 as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander Heritage Month. County Manager.
Thank you, Chair Begay, members of the board. And here online to read this proclamation is Krista Cedillo, our Human Resources Director, and Yanzi Liu will read the proclamation. She is with our Workforce and Investment Workforce Development Group. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, County Manager. Thank you, Chair and the members of the board. Coconino County Proclamation. Whereas the Coconino County Board of Supervisors joins residents and the local governments across the country in celebrating May 2025 as Asian American, Native Hawaii, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, recognizing the history and achievements of AANHPI communities who continue to shape our nation. And whereas Coconino County embraces the legacies of AANHPI communities who have helped build our county with invaluable contributions to culture, art, law, science, technology, sports, and public service as educators, healthcare providers, first responders, and essential essential workers. And whereas AANHPI communities have played a crucial role in shaping the economic, culture, social, and the political fabric of our nation, overcoming adversity and enriching the diversity of American society. And whereas Coconino County recognizes and honors the unique histories, traditions, languages, and the values of AANHPI communities from East and Southeast Asia to the Pacific Islands, and the ongoing struggles for equity and belongings that many face. And whereas this observance encourages all individuals who learn about and appreciate the contribution of AANHPI communities, fostering mutual understanding, respect, and cultural exchange. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Coconino County Board of Supervisors do hereby designate May 2025 as Asian American, Native Hawaii, and the Pacific Islander Month to honor, recognize, and celebrate with programs, ceremonies, and activities, thereby strengthening us as a county, state, and a nation. Thank you.
Thank you for reading, Krista, and also Leo. Thank you so much. I just want to ask my colleagues if they have any comments at this time. Krista?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for Yanzi for reading our proclamation today. This month is near and dear to my heart, as I am raising two Pacific Islanders. So thank you, Yanzi, for being here, and thank you to the board for recognizing our proclamation and May as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Month.
Thank you. Supervisor Ontiveros?
I would just like to thank you also, Yanzi, for reading this proclamation this evening and bringing it to our attention. Very supportive.
Thank you. Supervisor Horstman?
Yes, thank you. We really appreciate this. And, you know, Coconino County is a land of many people and many cultures. What gives us our diversity is what gives us our strength. And we are so honored to be able to honor this proclamation and the folks who are bringing this forward. So thank you, Yanzi, and appreciate an opportunity to make a proclamation on this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Supervisor Fowler?
Thank you. And we started, it's so nice to be able to recognize our many cultures and many forms of even language, culture, and just in our county. And it's just such a healthy county where there's so much diversity and land and people. So thank you so much for bringing this and recognizing and bringing this to our attention, that there's so many diverse communities in our counties and our own communities. I know in Tuba City we have many cultures. We used to have international food celebration day, and it just really and the diverse people that come to that potluck. It's always been so amazing. So thank you.
Supervisor Vasquez.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the proclamation, and it's exciting to be able to celebrate one of the groups in our county that has made so many contributions to the efforts here locally. And so we're just grateful to the opportunity to celebrate this proclamation. And I look forward to the different events that are coming that I'm sure you're going to tell us about, that we can learn more about the contributions of different folks from this group. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the proclamation. And I will go ahead and say that certainly, that's the real reason, the more reason why we all have to get along and respect one another and just be, helpful to one another. So I just want to say thank you. And so are there any kind of activities going on that you would like to share with us?
Chair Begay, thank you for that question. We are putting together our schedules still. We are a few weeks out from May, so as soon as we get all of those confirmed, we'll make sure to get that out to county staff, put them on our SharePoint page, and to our elected officials leadership team to send out to their departments.
Thank you. May I have a motion at this time to approve? Motion made by Supervisor Vasquez,
I'll second that.
second by Supervisor Ontiveros. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there going to be a picture? Just us with the proclamation? And I just want to tell you, this is our 5th proclamation. So if our speeches got a little short, sorry, we're all proclamationed out. And we still have one more to go.
Okay, next proclamation. Consideration and possible action to approve a proclamation designating May 2025 as Treatment Court Month. County Manager.
Thank you, Chair Begay, members of the board. And here to read this proclamation is Recovery Court Coordinator Jesse Heath.
Chair Begay, I do want to note the proclamation was revised, so you all have hard copies on the dais of the revised proclamation, and that was also emailed out today. So we'll be voting on the one in front of you.
Good evening, Chair Begay, Supervisors. My name is Sydney Charnello, by the way. I'm the Mental Health Court Coordinator. Jesse has invited me here to read this proclamation with him, and I'm going to be a millennial and read off my phone. So whereas Coconino County has created and supported the Coconino County Recovery Court, Veterans Court, Mental Health Courts, Family Treatment Court, Page Therapeutic Court, by continuing to provide innovative solutions to social issues within its diverse communities.
And whereas treatment courts are the cornerstone of justice reform sweeping the nation, ultimately supported by community stakeholders, local leaders, and the intertwined partnership from justice and health agencies.
And whereas treatment courts have transformed the way the justice system responds to people with substance use and mental health disorders by combining accountability and compassion with evidence-based treatment.
And whereas Coconino County Treatment Court saved taxpayers an average of $65,000 for every individual they serve each year and produce more effective solutions than incarceration, on average spending only $6,000 per person for services in therapeutic courts.
And whereas treatment courts significantly improve substance use disorder treatment outcomes, sustainably reduce substance use-related crimes, and do so at less expense than any other justice strategies.
And whereas treatment courts improve education, employment, housing, and financial stability, promote family reunification, reduce foster care placement,
And whereas treatment courts facilitate community-wide partnerships, bringing together public safety and public health.
whereas treatment courts demonstrate an invaluable return on investment to our community.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that Coconino County Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim May 2025 as Treatment Court Month. We encourage all residents to recognize the stories of hope, healing, and resiliency that treatment courts provide to our county, state, and nation. Signed and sealed the 8th day of April 2025.
Thank you. Thank you for reading the proclamation. This time, any Supervisor Ontiveros?
Thank you, Chair Begay. Last week, I had the opportunity to attend, I believe it's recovery court graduation. Am I correct on that? That was really neat. And I saw in front of me what this proclamation is stating in words. And you want to talk about a picture being worth 1,000 words, hearing those stories, Jesse, hearing yours, it was really a very important time for me to be there. So thank you. I am very supportive of this.
Supervisor Fowler?
Thank you. And I want to thank the county. I want to thank our justice court, our superior court, our court system, our legal system, our coordinating council, criminal justice coordinating council for having all of these specialty courts. It makes a difference within an individual and a family and a community. Just the ripple effect of saving one person from themselves at that time because they've gotten themselves into a situation and help them to lead them out of there. Even our detention center, our jail system, it's all one system that really works together with our outside partners to be able to go through the process and actually turn a person's life around. And once that person's life is turned around, their partners, their children, their families has total positive impact that actually turns that whole family into a collective system that can actually function together again because one person changed. And thank you. I want to thank everyone in the legal justice system in Coconino County, throughout our county, to really have this commitment. I want to thank our presiding judge, judges through the years, and our presiding judge now, Judge Reed, to really hold this as a dedicated and commitment effort because it takes a commitment to be able to actually do the programs, takes a commitment to have the Exodus program and having our sheriff really support that. It takes a commitment to be able to say that we are going to introduce into this system the Navajo peacemaking court. We want to be able to explore this other option that is out there. I want to thank our county attorneys for really believing in diversion program. And I know that Judge, or I made you a judge, county attorney, Bill Ring, county attorney Bill Ring at the time really advocated that for us and really educated. He had to educate us on what that means. What does it mean? And then he had to educate the whole state. So I just want to, I'm just really thankful that our county believes in it. Not all counties can do it, and not all counties, even if they have the resources, are committed or even trying to start this. So I just want to thank our county for really believing in individuals, and individual can have a better life and can be helped to help themselves. That's really what we're doing in the end, is helping people help themselves. So just want to thank you. I've seen it time and time again through the years that I've been here. So thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Fowler. Supervisor Vasquez?
Yes, thank you for the proclamation. It's so important that we recognize these efforts for our different diversion courts, mental health court, veterans court. Let me see, make sure I read them all so I don't forget. Mental health court, family treatment court, therapeutic courts. All those are programs that are helping keep people from being incarcerated and having punitive justice. And sometimes all they need is, was mentioned before, is a little help to get out of a sticky situation that doesn't lead to that downward spiral. And that's what these programs do, is they give people hope. They give people an opportunity to make it right. And there's still consequences if they can't get through it. And when you listen to testimonials, not everybody gets it through the first time, but they have that opportunity, and they have your teams out there working with them to get them there. And it's so important. And the thing that stood out to me in the proclamation is the amount of money that we save for each person that we invest this money in. Investing $6,000 into a person saves us $65,000. That means we're gaining $59,000 that we can use for other programs or other people in a different way, because we're investing this money upfront in these folks to give them these opportunities. And, you know, as was mentioned, these opportunities aren't given everywhere. So it's important that we continue to support these efforts. And so we applaud you, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to celebrate the successes and to talk about these courts and how they make a huge difference for our residents in Coconino County. Thank you.
Supervisor Horstman?
Yes, I think my colleague said it very well. These specialty courts improve lives, they improve our community, and I'm just very proud of our criminal justice system and our folks throughout Coconino County that have worked so hard to make these a reality. So thank you, and appreciate the proclamation.
Thank you. I support this proclamation also. Everything that my colleague said is true. And I just want to make sure that, you know, people are given a second chance, you know, that we all deserve second chances. So, and that's what we're doing. And so I just want to say thank you so much for that. Supervisor Fowler?
I just remembered that our county also, with the efforts are for our human services, actually part of this also, even though it's a treatment center, if they want to come back and be able to get a job, we are not requiring a criminal background check. We have banned the box. We were the first county that implemented that in our county, and then the state followed after us, really working with the state. I just want to recognize just the effort that is being done to help individuals to be able to turn their life around. It's just that little help that sparks the enthusiasm and just the spirit of, I can do this, I'm able to do it. They're giving people hope. Thank you.
Are there any activities that you guys have lined up?
I will mention that mental health court has a graduation next week on the 15th. So it's Tuesday, April 15th at 10 a.m. over in Superior Court, Courtroom B. We have 2 people graduating, so it is open to the public. Anybody who would like to come and catch our graduates in the beginning. It's a little bit of a smaller, more intimate scene than Recovery Court, but anybody is more than welcome to come catch our graduates. So, and I also I want to give a quick thanks to our judges who are here. Our judges that came from our treatment courts, Judge Krieger, Judge Shanworthy, and Judge Grodman.
Okay.
We also have a Recovery Court graduation May 7th at noon. So you're all invited to come, and we look forward to seeing you.
I want to thank all the judges that are here with us, and certainly means a lot to you, and you're here to support, a proclamation that's going to be considered by the board. And I had an opportunity to go to one of those graduations too, and I talked to Judge Reed, and I said, we have a lot of Native Americans in there, and maybe we could put some kind of using the language to speak to them. And maybe the mother, because they all were sitting in the back, I know they were tearing up and stuff like that when the graduate was coming through. But I was sitting up there, and I really, really wanted to go down there and talk to him in Navajo. And I think that was, something that he is open to. And if you want to, he said, just get up, go over there and do it. So there's a lot of ways that we can, improvise and, get our points across too. So thank you so much.
Yes, Supervisor, that is actually some of the things that we are working on right now in the CJCC Indigenous Initiatives Committee. And I am excited when those will be unrolled.
Thank you. Okay, is there a motion?
Chair Begay, I would like to make a motion that we approve a proclamation designating May 2025 as Treatment Court Month.
Motion made by Supervisor Contreras. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Horseman. Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Motion carries. Thank you. And we have the last set of pictures that we're going to be taking here. Hey, D. Oh. If you want. Okay. Okay. We are now at the board consent agenda. All matters under consent agenda are considered to be routine and will be enacted by a single motion Are there any items that the board members want to consider separately?
Chair Begay, I would like to ask that we pull consent item agenda number 9, please.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Chair Begay, I would like to ask that we pull consent agenda item number 9, please.
Chair Begay, it has also been asked to have item 10 and item 21 removed from consent and not have a vote or action
Okay.
regarding those items.
Okay, so we are removing items number 9, 10, and 21. And number 9 has been pulled and will not be considered tonight. And then
Thank you, Chair Begay. I'm sorry, it's number 9
9.
and 21 to
9
not
and
be
21,
considered.
okay. So 9 and 21, we are going to be pulling off the agenda, and it's been taken off.
Madam Chair, just for clarification, because we got a lot of things going on here. When we mean pull number 9 and number 11, what we're actually doing is removing it from the agenda and not considering those items.
Yes,
correct?
removing it.
9 and 21.
Yes.
Yeah, just so our record is clear, I think that's what the clerk was trying to arrive at.
Oh, okay. And thank you for that clarification. When I pulled it, I was pulling it for the purpose, removing it from the consent agenda to have discussion on.
That's correct, Supervisor Taveros, and that's why I think there was confusion on the floor about the purpose. So I do agree, you were first to say, I wish to pull that item for discussion. And I think that I also heard conversation that it was being removed from the agenda for no consideration. And so you all need to clarify what you intend to do with at least item number 9.
Okay, Lindsay, can you clarify that, please?
Yes, thank you, Chair Begay. It has been requested that item number 9 and item number 21 be removed from consent and not be considered tonight or not be voted on tonight as part of the agenda, just as Council Ring had explained.
Okay, are these
Thank
going to
you.
be something that would be on a next, on another agenda or?
From what I'm, Supervisor Ontiveros, from what I'm aware of, item 21 has a contract that is going to have changes made to it.
Okay.
From the vendor. So that one will be pushed to the April 22nd agenda once it's ready. And item number 9, I'm not aware of if that will be continued to or to be placed on another agenda.
Okay.
At this time.
Okay. Any other Supervisor Horstman?
Yes, thank you. Could we please separate number 10 just for information and also number 13? I think that some of the Workforce Development Board appointees may be there or may be available for us to thank as part of that motion. So if we can separate 10 and 13 so that we can discuss them individually and vote on them individually.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Vasquez?
Yeah, could I also ask for item number 12?
Item number 12.
And more for just information purposes, but in light of the
Okay.
fact we just did a proclamation, we'll talk about recovery court.
I was gonna. Thank you.
Okay. And if I
So,
may,
Supervisor Horstman?
Madam Chair, with that, I would ask that we approve the consent agenda, items 7, 8, 11,
16.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 22 as part of the consent agenda.
Wait. Okay, Haran, on yours.
Sure, so what I'm seeing is that motion didn't include pulling items 14 and 15 because those were requested to be discussed as well as individual
I
items.
apologize. I will poll 14 and 15 too. Sorry about that.
Thank
I
you.
thought I got it all right.
Madam Chair, Supervisor Horstman, could you restate the motion so that our record is clear?
I will try. Members of the board, I hereby make a motion to accept the consent agenda as set forth in our agenda before us, and that would be items, correct me if I'm wrong, Geronimo, 7, 8, 11, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 22.
Yes. Yep. I second the motion.
Okay, motion has been made. We are by Supervisor Horstman and second by Supervisor Fowler. Any questions, comments? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. So we go back to item number 7.
Number 10.
And, excuse me, Chair. I was just gonna say that this confusion on the floor happens when we have 6 proclamations before we have to get to consent. So just a request, if we can try to avoid 6 in the future, that would be great.
Okay. So item number 10, we have consideration, possible action to approve a funding agreement with the Boys and Girls Club of Flagstaff to provide $1,500 from District 1 Community Initiative funds and $1,500 from District 2 Community Initiative funds, with a total amount of $3,000 for a youth leadership program and with a term to expire June 30th, 2025. Supervisor Horstman?
Yes, and it's my pleasure to join my colleague and Supervisor Vasquez on supporting the Boys and Girls Club of Flagstaff. They have done such an incredible job for our youth, and so pleased to be able to provide some CI funds for their youth leadership program. Sounds like it's a fantastic opportunity for our youth here in Coconino County, and just very pleased to be able to assist them. And I don't know if there are any members of Boys and Girls Club there today that may want to speak to this. I'm not sure if they were invited or not.
I don't think there's anybody in the audience, but as the other supervisor that contributes to the CI fund, I'd also just like to say that I really appreciate the opportunity and the support from legal counsel to get there where we can do these kind of CI fund initiatives to our community. These are the kinds of programs that we want to help grow and expand, and we do that through these efforts. And so thank you, legal, for getting us there so that we can support these kind of leadership programs in our communities and continue to grow and expand these kind of programs. Thank you.
And Madam Chair, with that, I would make a motion for the board to approve the funding agreement with the Boys and Girls Club of Flagstaff and to provide $1,500 from District 1 Community Initiative funds and $1,500 from District 2 Community Initiative funds for a total of $3,000 for their youth leadership program, and with a term to expire on June 30th, 2025.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made by Supervisor Horstman, second by Supervisor Vasquez. Any questions by the board? Comments? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Item number 12. Supervisor Horstman.
I don't
Yeah,
think
so-
I pulled, yeah.
I was the one that pulled it. The consideration possible action to approve and accept the fiscal year 2025 Cycle 38 funding agreement from the Administrative Office of the Courts in the amount of $62,861.08 for the period July 1 to June 30th, 2025 for the drug gang violent crime control program with a cost share of 20,953,069 from the general fund for recovery court and corresponding budget amendment to cover up to 4.449 FTEs for the judge and recovery court coordinator. I just wanted to have that pulled to kind of highlight what that work is and just talk about how connect the dots with us just doing that proclamation from our diversion courts, and so how that impacts. So I just wanted to give the opportunity to educate our community on this effort. Thank you.
Sure. Good evening, Chair Begay, members of the board. I'm Jan Cody. I'm the senior manager for Superior Court, managing this grant that supports recovery court in terms of the time that the Judge Reed appropriates to adjudicating cases for recovery court, and also Jesse Heath, who was just up here, his participation in the program.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. I don't have any further questions unless any of my colleagues do. We just, again,
Thank you for the work.
Yes.
Thank you.
And with that said, do I have to reread it again to do the motion since I already read it?
No, sir, you read it into the record.
Okay, thank you. In that case, I would like to make a motion to approve item number 12 for approval.
I'll
Motion-
second that.
Okay, motion's been made by Supervisor Vasquez, second by Supervisor Ontiveros. Any other additional comments, questions? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, motion carries. Item number 13. Consideration and possible action to approve the Coconino County Workforce Development Board's recommendation to appoint Jeff McCormick, Carolyn Kidd, Jason Jones, John Conley for a term of from April 8, 2025 to April 8, 2027. County Manager.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. I believe Vice Chair Horstman pulled this item to really just consider and thank those members that are up for appointment for the Workforce Development Board. Here also is Armando Bernasconi, who is with the Executive Board of the Workforce Development Board, and he asked me if I'd like for him to say a few words, and I said definitely, maybe. But thank you, Armando, for being here.
Thanks, Andy. Madam Chair, members of the board, my name is Armando Bernasconi. I serve as the CEO of Quality Connections. We're a nonprofit with the mission to provide employment services and residential services to our region's disabled community. You had all appointed me several months back as on the board of the Workforce Development, and I have the pleasure of serving as the secretary. At that time, I had reported to you that my focus was going to be minimum wage and its impact on our region. And I wanted to report to you that we had taken some steps to commission a survey, an impact survey on minimum wage in our region. That was the first step in understanding the problem. We got a lot more work to do. The second step is getting the right people at the table. And I'm asking you tonight to consider Jeff McCormick on the board. Jeff works at the City of Flagstaff as the Economic Development Manager. He supports a region's business administration, administers economic and workforce growth programs, including business attraction. Jason Jones is also up for nomination. He's the owner of TechGenie. TechGenie's goal is to design sustainable technology to empower community, families, and individuals. Carolyn Kidd is the owner of Simply Beautiful Enterprises. Simply Beautiful Enterprises promotes youth education and literacy programs, including youth basic education and youth secondary education. John Conley, owner of Salsa Brava, Fat Olives, and Fat Bagels, employs 150 people with a budget of almost $4 million. So I'm asking you to consider their nominations and expect that when we get the right people around the table with the data and the facts, that's when the magic will happen. So I'm asking you to consider these members as part of our board. Thank you.
And Chair Begay, members of the board, I will note it looks like Jason Jones is online as well as John Conley. And if you've been following John Conley's social media account recently, he's been everywhere. He actually was just here about an hour ago. And so anyway, they are online as well. So thank you.
Okay, John, would you like to make a comment?
Yeah, please.
Madam Chair and the board, I just appreciate the opportunity to serve. And I think to add another employer to the mix will just help us define a little more our roles. And I'm just looking forward to be a part of this and help make some decisions about the workforce.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, would you like to make a comment?
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to just state that I'm excited for the potential to be on the board. One of the main reasons is to provide some insight on technology, as that's my background. I formerly worked with Coconino County in IT, but now doing some sustainable tech-based ventures. And as I'm doing that, kind of seeing some different waves and that are coming across as they relate to the workforce and technologies. So be able to provide some insight on that.
Thank you. Thank you for willing to help us here. And as far as the Workforce Development Board, certainly you guys are qualified, and your willingness and participation is going to be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Any comments by the board? Supervisor Horstman?
Yes, and thank you. And can you hear? Yes, good. I want to thank both Jeff and Carolyn, Jason and John for stepping up. These are four of some of the most hardworking community leaders we have here in Coconino County, and their willingness to take their very limited time to be part of the Workforce Development Board, to give back to our community, and to help make Coconino County a little bit more fair, more inclusive, and more prosperous for all. And I want to thank them for their service. Thank them so much for stepping up here in Coconino County. Really appreciate that. And Madam Chair, I'm sure if there are no other comments, I would make a motion at this time.
Supervisor Fowler?
Let me just make a comment, Supervisor Horstman. I just want to thank the Workforce Development Board. You're all volunteers. You really have your heart for the community, and those that are really seeking jobs and then connecting them with businesses. So I want to thank you for, as a business owner, to commit yourself to those that are in a lot of times in a very fragile situation. Sometimes our workforce are not as confident about approaching and even filling out and trying to figure out what their next steps are going to be. Workforce development is there for that. And you're making those decisions on how that program is going to be implemented out in the community. And as a Workforce Development Board, you're looking at across the county, not just within Flagstaff. So I just want to thank you for your commitment. It's huge commitment in addition to all that you do. Yes, we follow you on social media. Thank you for all of your work and in the community, as well as just encouraging others. I think it's a huge, just really amazing for you to be able to have your family even agree for you to even volunteer even more. So thank you.
Thank you.
Supervisor Vasquez?
Yeah, I just want to follow my colleagues in saying thank you. Thank you for volunteering to provide service on this board, because we need you. Our community needs you. As we look at some of the data that's out there and some of the things that we're seeing in our local economy, there are gaps in our workforce, and we need ways to develop that workforce and fill those gaps. And you guys are at the cutting edge of that, and you guys are going to DC and bringing stuff back and implementing it to our county. And we depend on you for that support to help get our workforce to the 21st century and in a way that can fill those gaps that we see in our communities. And so just thank you for your work and look forward to collaborating with you moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? There being none, I guess we'll go ahead and ask for a motion.
Madam Chair?
Supervisor Horstman?
Yes, at this time, it would be my great pleasure to make a motion to approve the Coconino County Workforce Development Board's recommendation to appoint Jeff McCormick, Carolyn Kidd, Jason Jones, and John Conley to the board for a term from April 8th, 2025 to April 8th, 2027.
May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion has been made by Supervisor Horstman, seconded by Supervisor Ontiveros. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, consideration possible action to approve a grant award contract CNA 25-102 with the State of Arizona Constable Ethics Standards Training Board in the amount of $2,298.35 for the purchase of duty weapon equipment for the constable's offices in Williams and Flagstaff, and approve a corresponding budget amendment. County Manager.
Thank you, Chair Begay, members of the board. I believe this one was pulled for discussion and consideration by Supervisor Fowler. Here to answer any questions is Constable Greg King, but this is a budget amendment to honor a State of Arizona contract for ethics standards and the training board for the purchase of duty weapons. So,
Madam Chair, we have our constable, honorable constable here, and I thought since you're here, I pulled the item so that you could give you an opportunity to just address us and all the work, the good work that you do, and you're always you give us a brief update every once in a while, and I thought this might be a great time for you to just let us know how you're doing and how things are in your office. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Gregory King. I am the constable for Coconino County's Precinct 3 out of Williams. It covers the west half south of the river all the way to Mojave County line and south to Yavapai County, east to approximately Belmont. It's about 7,000 square miles, and I've been in that job about 4 years. Probably going to do another term based, considering taxpayers and voters, but I would like to. The grant that I filed for and been working on with county staff and the board, respectfully, was to purchase 3 firearms with related items, holsters, magazines, ammo pouch, and so on, a light that attaches to the firearm, all standardized equipment in today's world of policing and law enforcement. As a peace officer, a constable is a peace officer. They're governed by 2 boards in the state, have been for many years, the Constable's Ethics Standard and Training Board and AZ Post, the Police Officer Standards and Training Board. They are a peace officer like any other peace officer, but they are a policeman or peace officer for the courts, not necessarily a street policeman that answers calls. But because they are on the street, serving papers and the unfortunate duty of evictions and occasionally arrest warrants, other documents and proceedings that are set in the law for a constable to do, you have to have certain equipment like most police officers. To date, the constables in this county have not been issued certain equipment. We have been working on that with county staff, myself and Danny Thomas and his second, Linda Kaczynski, for about 4 years. A number of things, the vest, radios. The most recent document is for firearms. You can have a firearm at will as long as you're not a prohibited person. I could go buy one tonight over at the Sportsman's. But it should be, in a role of a peace officer, it should be uniform with the peace officers that you work with. Here in Coconino County, there's a particular firearm that is currently issued to the probation officers, the court bailiff service, and the sheriff's department on the road and in the jail when the jail deputies do carry a firearm. And it's named in the contract. It's particularly a Glock Model 45 9mm pistol. Comes with 3 magazines, a holster, an ammo pouch, and carries up 50 rounds, 1 box of ammunition. That is with a light. The light is a small light that attaches to the front of the gun. It's not to be used as a flashlight in the general sense, but it's to be used if you're in a low light setting and you had to use your firearm to help you distinguish if you're, what the threat is, and if you should, follow through with shots or not. And that's the purpose of the light. There's a lot of misunderstanding about the light. Well, policemen will use their gun to point their light. You only do that when there's a possibility that you're going to need to use the firearm. Other than that, you carry another flashlight on your belt, as I have here, for general purposes. The price quoted is from Proforce, a business in Prescott that handles firearms supplies to many companies, agencies throughout this state and other states. It's a reasonable price. It was quoted. It's a little bit of a delayed quote because it's taken several months to put this together, but it's a reasonable price, and it would give the 2 constables in this county the same firearm that most of the established city police, all of the deputies, the detention officers, the court bailiffs, and the probation officers in this county would all be carrying the same firearm. They have a life of about 5 to 7 years before they need replacing, just like any other agency. And they're a durable, practical, and cost-effective item to buy. And that was my goal in submitting the grant to county staff of the Board of Supervisors for consideration and approval.
Thank you. You always educate us when you come and tell us how the work of a constable. So thank you for your work. And it's a vast land that geographical area that you cover. And thank you to your families for supporting you and coming out to be here again with us today.
I appreciate that. If I may, ma'am, the person you're referring to is my wife. Her name is Diane King. She is retired and has some physical disabilities, but longtime police dispatcher, police, fire, and public safety dispatcher for 2 cities, 1 county, and the State Department of Public Safety. She worked for DES, follow on to that as a caseworker and paralegal in conjunction with the state attorney generals and the county attorney's office in Yavapai County and Pima County. And she is a mother of 2 children. She has grandchildren. And in the last 4 years, she's been my administrative support staff to help me research and put together grants and other documents that needed to come before county staff and the Board of Supervisors. So I appreciate that.
Thank you for your being a public servant and retiring from serving the public. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments by the board?
Thank you, Chair Begay. I would just like to echo Supervisor Fowler's comments, and I appreciate the education that you brought the board tonight. I did not know what I know had you not, or I would not have known what I know had you not shared it. So thank you. Thank you for your public service, and thank you for your public service. Sounds like a lifelong of doing that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
And I'm happy to make a motion if there are no other comments by the board members.
I just want to say thank you. It's always nice to have you here in front of us telling us, about things that we don't know about. So I just want to say thank you. And I knew there was a lady behind this whole thing, so it's going to happen.
She's my administrative expertise.
There's got to be a woman behind that. So anyway, thank you so much for all the hard work you're doing and looking out. And certainly we as a county, we have to make sure that we give you the proper tools to get your job done. So especially in the areas of being safe out there too. So Supervisor Vasquez.
Just want to say thank you for your public service and thank you for sharing with us exactly what this entails. So appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Chair Begay. I would like to make a motion that we approve item number 14 on the consent agenda this evening.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion on item number 14 to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Okay, item number 15.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Travel safe. Consideration possible action to award RFP 2025-104 to Emergency Management Partners LLC and to approve a subsequent contract with EMS Partners LLC for the development of a multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan and other supporting materials in an amount not to exceed $100,000 from the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities 2023 Grant Award. County Manager.
Thank you, Chair Begay, members of the board. This is an emergency management item pulled for consideration by Supervisor Fowler.
Go ahead, Supervisor Fowler.
Yes, thank you. Hi, Tim. I pulled this item just more of a appreciation and just thought that we could just learn more about this. I met with the city of Page, mayor and vice mayor, and they were so appreciative of the county working, assisting the city in developing their emergency management plan. So I just want to thank our emergency management, and I thought it would be a great opportunity just for to tell us more about the good work that our county emergency management is doing. Thank you.
Well, good evening, Chair Begay, members of the board, Supervisor Fowler, excuse me. Thank you for that. We do appreciate it. So this award is for our multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan. So what does that mean? Every 5 years, we are required by FEMA to create a hazard mitigation plan, which allows us to using several different indices and matrix to rate our top hazards that we face, and then create mitigation strategies as a community for how we want to address those. The multi-jurisdictional part comes in. We have always worked closely with our municipal partners and include all of our municipalities. So Flagstaff, Williams, Fredonia, Page, Tucson have all been agencies and jurisdictions that have participated in this plan and provided very valuable input. This update that is before you tonight will be for the 2026 update. It does take about 16 months to update a plan. So right now we're going to use calendar year 2025 and into the spring of next year to update the plan. We're also going to bring in 2 more jurisdictions. We're going to bring in NAU and the city of Sedona. They're typically covered under the Avapai plan, but recognizing a considerable size of their community is inside the Coconino County, which does face some even unique challenges than the Avapai County side. So we're going to bring those in. EM Partners has been a valued partner for us in the past. They are the ones that helped us draft the county's current emergency operations plans and some other documents, which is the template we use to help the city of Page develop their emergency operations plans. And so we know them well, we work with them well. They are going to bring in a lot of firsthand knowledge of Coconino County and really help us with a lot of our community engagement for this. So we will be in all the jurisdictions working with over 45 different governmental entities on the local, state, and federal level for their input, as well as community groups throughout the county. So we're excited for this opportunity. It's going to be a lot of work, but we're looking forward to bringing the completed update plan back to this board about this time next year.
Thank you, and just really appreciate the working just across the county with our municipalities. It's so important that they are involved in all of our work when it comes to emergency management. And just working with all the emergency managers, it's just so important that we all understand our plans and be able to work with them. So thank you so much. Just want to give you that opportunity to learn more about, to educate us more about some of these plans that are being put together. And it's already time to update this again. I remember the first time we met on this, and it seems like it was not too long ago, and here it is already here again. So thank you. If there's
Thank you. Time flies.
Yes, if there's no questions, I will move that we approve item number 15.
I'll second that.
Okay, motions are made, second has been made. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion
you, Tim.
carries.
Thank you all.
Okay, now we have county manager. No, Keith and county manager.
Oh, Keith is here. Keith actually sent me an update and I was prepared to give it to you, and Keith is here to give it himself unless you would like me to, but Keith, I don't want to steal your thunder. So thank you for being here, Keith.
Good evening, I'm back again. So Chair Begay and board, I'll make this update relatively short because I know it's getting late into the evening, but I have a state and a federal update. On the state update, just kind of on the high level thing. We're hearing a little bit of discussion about where the budget's going, and so far there hasn't been much movement, but right now the sort of impasse isn't really between the governor and the legislature, but it's more between the leadership in the House and leadership in the Senate on how they want to deal with the budget. The Senate under President Peterson is looking to provide basically what's kind of like earmarks for each district. If there's enough money left over, maybe each legislative district will get a certain pot of money to use in their district. And so our lobbyist Karen Cruz sometimes calls this the Oprah strategy, which is you get 10 million, you get 10 million, you get 10 million, and then figure out what to do with it. But on the House side, they're looking at a little more conservative approach in the sense of they're not sure that they want to agree to those earmarks. So Livingston and some of the others in the House are looking to probably do something different. So they'll probably have to sort that out. And once they decide what they want to do with the budget, and probably once they get an assessment of what the level of deficit or surplus is, then they'll probably reach some kind of agreement between those two bodies, and then they'll have meetings with the governor, and between that, they'll probably work out a budget. As far as bills, it's actually been pretty quiet in the legislature. There will be bills probably coming forward, but the process has been kind of slow, and you may notice that CSA canceled their LPC again this week because there's a lot of just not that much movement, or there's a lot of amendments going on the bills. One of them that we've been tracking, for example, is
If I could just add, your recommended budget from the county manager this fiscal year to the Board of Supervisors will not be based on that strategy.
That's fair.
That's
And then,
so
yeah, I
thank you.
appreciate that.
But thank you, Keith. And the reason I say that is because as we track the state budget, it's significant to us, and we continue to track it. And we hope that we see some movement so we can incorporate it into our assumptions and what we include in our assumptions and financial planning model to recommend to you, to the board. It may be when that budget is recommended to you, we won't have that information, but we'll continue to track it nonetheless. So just wanted to note that it's budget season.
Then on legislation, like I said, a lot of the legislation is being amended or they're doing discussions, having amendments on it. One that we've talked about a lot in this board, and I won't talk too much about it tonight, but the utility bill, for example, HB 2201, that has been yet amended again. They changed some language changes. There was one that was about, trying to think what the term is again. But there was one that changed not only the standards of evidence, but whether instead of the proximate cause, a proximate cause. So it increases the potential for liability that a power company wouldn't have to be the proximate cause, even if they were a cause, that they could be held liable. And so what we've kind of, with the changes that I talked about the last time I was before here, with the ability to provide consequential damages, punitive damages, things like that, and moving the standard of evidence from the clear and convincing back down to a preponderance of evidence. That bill is probably going to pass now. It did pass 35-25 in the House, and there's been enough compromises made that we expect it'll probably go through the Senate, and there's a reasonable likelihood that the governor will sign it. In some ways, maybe that's not great, but it does. In some ways, it's maybe also the way the legislative process should work, that a bill that people didn't like coming out of the gate, there have been compromises made on all sides. And so if that version that exists now does pass, it's probably not that bad of a deal, because there are enough protections in there so that the county's interests are probably much better protected than they were when the original bill was rolled out. So appreciate everybody's work to bring it to that point. I'll switch over to the federal side. I won't get too much into the tariffs since it's not really a county issue, but those do take effect tonight if there aren't any changes. And the ones on China are especially large. Now they're 104%. So we will see if that provides some impact to our consumers and things in the county. I did attend a seminar this morning from Principal Asset Management, and it was somewhat reassuring in terms of, obviously there's some uncertainty in the environment, but some of the projections were that if no changes were made, we might fall into recession, but it might be a short recession. There's a lot of resilience within the business sector and the household sector. So right now, the way the United States, kind of the way the economy is below the surface, we're able to withstand some shocks. So we'll see how that plays out, but there's some optimism that we could withstand a certain level of shocks, but the whole process has been pretty unpredictable. So we'll have to wait and see what eventually comes of that. I guess the other big takeaways. So next week you will have an opportunity to meet with our federal lobbyist, Bob Holmes, and I'm sure you'll have plenty to share with him. But also several of our board members last week had the opportunity to meet with the in-district staffs, the state district director for Senator Gallego, as well as his northern director and one of their northern staffers, and also the northern district director and one of the staffers for Senator Kelly's office. And that was, I think, really good meetings. We actually probably through the process of discussing things, even unearthed some things that we needed to follow up on within the county. And it looks like those offices will be pretty proactive in trying to track down things for us, trying to get signatures and things like that. One of the probably big things that we're tracking locally is the cuts to health and human services. Those are pretty significant for the county. I don't think I'll get into huge detail on those, but there are some services that will be losing probably. For example, the mobile vaccine services, which goes to the really remote areas. And I think impacts almost all your districts, probably all of them, because that includes like Tucson, Grand Canyon Village, Fredonia, Page, Blue Ridge, those kind of places. That service may not be available anymore after June 30th. We had some wastewater-based surveillance for disease detection, like they can find it in the wastewater, sign of an early indicator of if there's like COVID or some other disease in the environment. We'll probably lose that. There'll probably be staff cuts. I know. Also, we heard on Thursday that Tuba City Regional Healthcare Clinic probably has had to end employment for about 20 employees and lost over 20 employees and lost 1.8 million worth of grants and funding sources that they have. So there will be impacts to some of the department cuts. HHS is probably most significant that we're looking at now, but across the board, with some of the cuts that are being made, there will be some county impacts. We'll have to track those and see what we would do with those. But otherwise, I will pause if anybody else has comments here or to entertain questions.
Oh,
I just have a correction on our agenda item. It says, with this particular memo, it says, background government affairs director Greg Nelson will provide an update on the various state and or federal legislative. So we still have Greg's name on there.
Okay.
thank you, Supervisor Fowler, duly noted, and we will correct that. Officially, make Keith Breckus our director.
That works. I can puff up a little bigger and pretend I'm Greg, if that helps.
Thank you, Keith. You're always providing the information and scanning the horizon and helping us through these, maneuvering through these.
Chair Begay, members of the board, and thank you, Keith, and particularly for noting the Health and Human Services dynamics, and Michelle Axelin, our director, is continuing to track those. And in fact, when we're in important meetings, last week we got up-to-date information in somewhat real time. So just some concerning uncertainties in our view.
Any comments, questions for Keith? Okay. Go ahead, Supervisor.
Yeah, in this changing times, I know it's a lot to handle and look for, and we appreciate all the hard work to keep us abreast of all the changes going on. And just want to say thank you for the support. Like when I had to go down last, was it 2 weeks ago, to go testify for RTAC, having that support from your team and from our communications to provide that information to folks is so important, because part of this is you keeping us on track, but also helping us share that story to the public about what's going on and how we as a county are dealing with it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay. Next item, Andy.
Chair Begay, members of the board, we won't go over the planning calendar in detail. In fact, Clerk Daly will send it out. Just wanted to note that on April 14th, next Monday, is a joint hearing with the City of Flagstaff and the Board of Supervisors, currently on the working agenda, and we're working with the manager's office right now at the city. There's an Upper Rio and Forest Restoration Project update, and City of Flagstaff will have some of their wildland fire crews as well to talk about some of their forest restoration efforts. Jay Smith, our forest restoration director, is working on that. So that will be good, and because in the future we want to have an update with our fire districts as well on the same topic, but a bit expanded with the insurance topic, et cetera. And then a capital project update, and we've asked the City of Flagstaff to update on the Spruce Avenue wash, which has been a very impactful project. So we're hoping that they'll highlight that one. And then also working on a potential update, and we still need to work with Parks and Rec, et cetera, on a Foots Trail update. We're calling it the Elks Trail. So working on a working agenda right now with the city manager's office.
Okay. Okay, anything else, County Manager?
No, thank you, Chair Begay. Appreciate
Okay.
the time.
Okay, we'll just, now it's 8:03 p.m. and we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Good night, all.
Right.